Welcome to Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? This is your go-to source for practical advice and support when considering if a divorce is the right answer for you. Join us each weekday for a quick chat where we'll uncover a variety of topics such as child custody, property division, and self-care. Together, we'll explore the emotional, financial, and legal aspects of divorce and help you find the best path forward for you and your family. Here is your host and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst professional, Mike Fulkerson.
Hello and welcome to Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, and today we're diving into a pretty critical aspect of divorce that really does get overlooked from time to time, and that's how it impacts your children. And I want you to picture this. You're at a crossroads in your marriage. Really, things are strained, and you find yourself wondering, is divorce the answer? It's a tough question. It's a tough decision. Nobody questions that, but have you stopped to consider how this decision might affect your kids? Divorce isn't just about, breaking ties between two adults. It's about dismantling an entire family structure. And when children are involved, the stakes are even higher. Today, we're going to address some potential behavior issues that may arise in children when their parents are considering a divorce. Now, first and foremost, children often internalize their parents' conflicts. They may blame themselves for the tension at home, thinking they're somehow responsible for their parents' unhappiness. This guilt can manifest in various behavioral issues such as withdrawal, aggression, or even regression in developmental milestones. Now, we do want to make sure that we let them know that it isn't them to blame. The kids are never the reason why people get divorced. And, there's a lot of other underlying issues that are really going on. Now, instability in the home, though, can disrupt, a child's sense of security. Imagine suddenly having to split time between two households, navigating new routines, and possibly witnessing ongoing conflicts between your parents. It could be a recipe for anxiety and uncertainty, which can manifest in behavioral outbursts or academic struggles. Unfortunately, it can happen. Furthermore, children crave consistency and routine. Divorce often disrupts these vital elements of a child's life, leaving them feeling adrift and unsettled. Without a stable foundation, they may struggle to cope with their emotions, and that could also lead to behavioral issues both at home and in school. So what can parents do to mitigate these potential behavioral issues? First, really, the big thing is communication. Open, honest conversations that are really age appropriate about the impending changes can help reassure children that they're not to blame and they're loved unconditionally. Additionally, maintaining a sense of routine and stability to the best of your ability can also help ease the transition. Establishing consistent visitation schedules, maintaining familiar rituals, and providing a safe space for children to express their feelings can all contribute to a smoother adjustment period. And lastly, don't hesitate to seek professional help if you notice significant changes in your child's behavior. Therapy can provide them with the tools they need to navigate their emotions and cope with the challenges of divorce really in a healthy way. We just got to keep in mind that divorce, is a difficult and emotionally charged process for everyone involved, especially our children. By acknowledging their struggles and providing them with support they need, we can help mitigate the potential behavior issues that may arise and pave the way for a smoother transition into this new chapter of their lives. So that's going to do us for today on Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? Should you have any questions on today's topic or other financial planning issues, feel free to let me know. I've been your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And if you have anything that I can help with, just let me know. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. Take care. Welcome back to another episode of Breaking Ties Is Divorce the Answer? I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today we're going to tackle a question that many individuals facing marital strife often ask themselves. Can you get a divorce if your spouse doesn't want to? Now, it's a complex and emotionally charged situation, and one that requires careful consideration and understanding of legal and personal dynamics. In many jurisdictions, you can indeed file for divorce even if your spouse doesn't want to end the marriage. However, the process can vary significantly depending on where you live and the specific circumstances of your situation. First and foremost, it's crucial to recognize that divorce laws differ from state to state and country to country. Some jurisdictions require both parties to agree to the divorce, while others allow for what's known as no-fault divorces, where one party can file for divorce without the other's consent. If your spouse doesn't want to get divorced, it can complicate the process and potentially lead to contested proceedings. In such cases, it's essential to seek legal counsel and understand your rights and options moving forward. Keep in mind, divorce is a legal process that involves dividing assets, determining custody arrangements if children are involved, and addressing other important matters. Even if your spouse doesn't want to end the marriage, the court may still grant the divorce if certain legal criteria are met. However, it's essential to approach the situation with empathy and understanding. Divorce can be a painful and emotionally draining experience for both parties involved, and navigating this process with sensitivity is critical, especially if there are children caught in the middle. Communication is key. If your spouse is resistant to the idea of divorce, try to have an open and honest conversation about your reasons for wanting to end the marriage and explore potential avenues for compromise or mediation. Ultimately, it's essential to prioritize your own well-being and happiness while also being mindful of the impact your decisions may have on your spouse and any children involved. Seek support from family and friends or a therapist to help you navigate the challenges and complexity of the divorce process. That's all the time we have for today's episode of Breaking Ties Is Divorce the Answer? Should you have any questions on today's topic or other financial planning issues, feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is in the description. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. And with that, all the best. Hello, and welcome back to Breaking Ties Is Divorce the Answer? I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today we're going to explore how the process of filing for divorce works. If you're considering a divorce, understanding the steps involved can help you navigate this challenging time with a bit of clarity and some confidence. Now, filing for divorce is an actual legal process, and that's going to vary depending on where you live and the specific circumstances of your situation. However, there are some general steps that most divorcing couples will need to take. Now, first, it's essential to meet the residency requirements for filing for divorce in your jurisdiction. In most cases, you'll need to have lived in the state or county where you plan to file for a certain period of time before you can initiate divorce proceedings. You can find that usually on the state websites, do a Google search, that kind of thing, and you can get the information on the residency. Now, once you've established residency, the next step is to prepare and file the necessary legal documents with the appropriate court. These documents typically include a petition for divorce, which outlines the grounds for divorce and any request for spousal support, child custody, and division of assets. It's important to note that there are different grounds for divorce, depending on where you live. Now, while some states allow for no-fault divorces, where couples can dissolve their marriage without assigning blame to either party, others may require one spouse to prove fault, such as adultery or cruelty. After filing the petition for divorce, you'll need to serve the documents to your spouse, informing them of the impending legal proceedings. This can be done through personal services, by a process server, or by certified mail, depending on the rules in your jurisdiction. Once your spouse has been served, they'll have a certain amount of time to respond to the petition for divorce. If they agree to the terms outlined in the petition, the divorce can proceed uncontested, potentially simplifying the process and reducing the need for lengthy court proceedings. However, if your spouse contests the divorce or disputes any of the terms, the case may proceed to trial, where a judge will hear arguments from both sides and make a decision on issues such as property division, child custody, and spousal support. Throughout the divorce process, it's pretty critical to prioritize open communication and cooperation, especially if children are involved. While divorce can be emotionally charged, working together to find mutually agreeable solutions can help minimize conflict and create a more positive outcome for everyone involved. Finally, once all issues have been resolved and the divorce decree has been issued by the court, the marriage will be officially dissolved, and both parties will be free to move forward with their lives separately. Remember, filing for divorce is a significant decision that requires careful consideration and planning. By understanding the process and seeking guidance from legal professionals such as a divorce attorney and using your support network, you can navigate this challenging time. This concludes our episode today of Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? I'd like to thank you for joining me, and should you have any questions on today's topic or other financial planning issues, I'm here to help. Contact information is in the description. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. Take care. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today we're getting into a pretty critical aspect of divorce that affects many families: child support. So I want you to join me as we explore the ins and outs of child support and what it means for families navigating the complexities of divorce. Now, we're going to start with child support is a legal obligation that ensures both parents contribute financially to the upbringing of their children, even if they're no longer together. It's designed to provide for the basic needs of the children, including food, shelter, clothing, education, and healthcare. When parents divorce or separate, the court may order one parent to pay child support to the other, depending on various factors such as income, custody arrangements, and the child's needs. The amount of child support is typically determined based on state guidelines, which take into account factors such as each parent's income, number of children involved, and any special circumstances that may affect the child's financial needs. It's important to note that child support is not just about financial assistance. It's about ensuring that the children have the resources they need to thrive and grow, regardless of their parents' marital status. For custodial parents, child support can provide much needed assistance in covering the costs associated with raising a child, from everyday expenses to unexpected emergencies. Non-custodial parents, on the other hand, have a legal and moral obligation to contribute to their child's well-being, even if they're no longer living with them on a day-to-day basis. However, navigating the world of child support can be complex and emotionally charged, often leading to disputes and disagreements between parents. Misconceptions about child support abound, and it's essential to separate fact from fiction when discussing the important topic. Child support is not a punishment for the non-custodial parent, nor is it a reward for the custodial parent. It's simply a means of ensuring that the children will receive support they need to thrive. Communication is important when it comes to child support. Both parents should strive to maintain open and honest dialogue about their financial responsibilities and work together to prioritize their child's well-being. If you're facing challenges related to child support, whether you're the paying or receiving parent, seeking legal guidance like a divorce attorney and other support can help you navigate the process and ensure that your child's needs are met. Remember, divorce may mark the end of the marriage, but it doesn't end the responsibility of parenting. By working together and putting the needs of your children first, parents can ease the transition and create a supportive environment for a family to thrive. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties. Is Divorce the Answer? Should you have any questions on today's topic or other financial planning issues, please drop me a line or shoot me an email, give me a call. It's all that information's over in the description. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. And with that, good day. Welcome to Breaking Ties. Is Divorce the Answer? I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today we're going to discuss one of the more critical aspects of navigating divorce, and that is leaning on your support network. When facing the challenges of divorce, really having a strong support system can make all the difference. Now, it's essential to reach out to family and friends, who you trust and who have your best interests at heart. These individuals can provide emotional support, a listening ear, and practical assistance as you navigate the complexities of divorce. Remember, you don't have to go through this process alone. Surround yourself with people who care about you and who can offer guidance and encouragement along the way. Now, in addition to family and friends, consider seeking support from professionals, such as a therapist or a counselor who specializes in divorce and family issues. These professionals can provide valuable insights and coping strategies to help you manage the emotional roller coaster that often accompanies getting a divorce. Support groups can be another invaluable resource for individuals going through divorce. Connecting with others who are experiencing similar challenges can provide a sense of camaraderie and understanding that can be incredibly comforting during this difficult time. You don't want to hesitate to lean on your support network for practical assistance as well, whether it's help with childcare, transportation, or simple household tasks. Reaching out to friends and family members for assistance can help alleviate some of the stress and burden that often comes with divorce. Communication is key. Said it 1,000 times on this podcast, and leaning on your support network is no different. Be open and honest with your loved ones about your needs and feelings, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Remember, true friends and family members will be there for you, no matter what. It's also important not to forget to take care of yourself during this challenging time. Make self-care a priority by engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation, whether it's exercise, meditation, or spending time in nature. Finally, don't forget to lean on professional resources when needed. Legal counsel can provide invaluable guidance and assistance throughout the divorce process, helping you understand your rights and options as you navigate the legal complexities involved. If you have financial questions, a financial advisor might be someone you need to lean on so you can figure out kind of the ripple effect of any decisions and choices you're considering making. There's also the accountant, because you got tax issues, so you could visit with them and make sure that you're not going to have any surprises when it comes to tax time. And we'd already covered the therapist and talk therapy and how important it can be. And you want to remember that divorce is challenging and emotionally draining process, but you don't have to face it alone. By leaning on your support network and seeking help when needed, you can navigate this difficult time with strength, resilience, and grace. That's our time for today on this episode of Breaking Ties. Is Divorce the Answer? I want to thank you for joining me. Should you have any questions on today's topic or any other financial planning questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is in the description. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. Until next time, have a good day.
We want to thank you for listening to this episode of Breaking Ties, Is Divorce the Answer? With Mike Fulkerson. For questions, please reach out to Mike via email in the description or give him a shout at 630-444-1410. And remember to subscribe, like, and follow.